So welcome back to today's tutorial. This is Ridwan speaking from Special Graphics. So let's quickly see the tool we'll be using for this program, that is for this tutorial, which is basically PixelLab. So let's quickly see introduction to PixelLab and see how it works. So let's go to our PixelLab. As you can see from my screen, so this is the PixelLab, the third application above here. That is the PixelLab, and that is the main point, the main app we'll be using. That is where everything is being cooked. So let's quickly log into PixelLab and see how it looks like, and introduce ourselves to one or two tools that we'll be using. So it is opening, and this is the environment of the PixelLab. So this area you are seeing that looks like green is the ground. Not forget, we discussed about the ground, and we said the ground means what? The background. So whatever we put on this background is regarded to as what? Figure. That is, images, shape, and other things are regarded to as what? Figure. So this is the environment of our PixelLab, and as you can see below here, these points, we have various backgrounds. This is the first background you are seeing. Then you can also choose the second background, the third one. So this is what? Background. So this is various background that you can use for your work. This is what? Various background you can use for your design. You can choose your, how do you call it, your choice. So then this A indicates text. Then this is my project. That's projects you've done that you've saved. That is where you can locate them. That is where you can locate them. Then this small a below here indicates what? Indicates where you can manipulate texts. Where you can manipulate text. You can see where you can manipulate text. This one, the first edits. That's where you edit your text. If you want to put in anything, you write your text here. You can see. Then delete, that is if you want to delete the text. Then copy, if you want to copy the text. You can see if you want to copy the text. So then here we have font. This font indicates you bringing the font back, or the text into the front page. Maybe you have different layers. Maybe you have different layers, and the font you want, the font of course has to be what? In the front. So you have to bring it to the what? To the front. Then this one is back, to send the font back to what? To the back of the layers. Then this one, position. This one is, you can use this to position your text. Then this line indicates the rate at which you want the text to move. So you can use this to move to the right, you can use it to move to the left, use this to move to the up, use it to move down. So the length at which, or the rate at which you want the text to move. If you increase it, it will move faster, and if you decrease it, it will move what? Slowly. So if you are done, you just press what? You just press, if the text is at the position you want, just press OK. And if you don't want to make any changes, you can just press this cancel. Then this relative position is has to do with alignment. It has to do with what? Alignment. If you want to bring a text maybe at the middle, vertically, you can just press this upper one, the middle one, you press it, so you can see it as the middle. So if you want to bring it, if you want to align it at the middle horizontally, this is what? Horizontally. This one below the, how do you call it, middle one. Then if you want to take it to the right, you can easily press this. If you want to take it to the left, you can easily press it. If you want to take it to the up at the right side, you can easily press it. If you want to take it to the down, you can easily press it. If you are done, you just press this mark, or if you don't want to make any changes, you press cancel, and there will not be any changes to it. So this is size. This has to do with the size of the text. Size of the text. So depending on what you are designing, so you can see this size. Don't forget to talk about hierarchy, which is what? The order of importance. So if, assuming an individual sees a text very big like this, the person of course will know that what? That text is very, very important. So in viewing graphic works, most of the cases human eye catches those which are what, which are of more importance. And how do we know that this one is more important? Is based on what? Hierarchy, that is the size of what and the arrangement of such a text. So if you are done based on the size based on the size of your interest, you can press OK to save the changes. And this padding has to do with what? The space between what? Between the, how do you call it, between the box and the text. So you can see you can increase it from the left side, you can increase it from the what? From the right side. So you can manipulate that based on how you want. Then this is color. This is where you give your text color. You can give different color. If the color you are looking for is not here, then you can press this plus to look for what? To look for color. Now let's assume you have a particular color from the background where you are designing already that you want to pick. Then you can just pick these droplets. Then you can see it will take you to the background. Assuming you have a lot of designs or a lot of images here, all of them will be displayed, so we can just easily pick the color we want from here. And you can see above here at the top corner of the right hand side, you can see that any color you choose, the color here is changing. So you choose the color of your choice, then you press OK, and you press OK here. You can see the color has changed. So that is what? That is color. And if you want to make a gradient color, that is, you want to make a multiple color, you can press gradient. You can see gradient colors here. You can see gradient colors. You can see the effects. You can see the effect. And if also the colors, the gradient color you want is not here, you can easily press plus and add up your gradient color. So above here are the topmost part is this side that you are seeing. This topmost part shows the kind of gradients, and you can easily change the color and manipulate the, how do you call it, the buttons below here. So that's how you can do that based on color. So you can easily change color for the color you want, and if you are done, you press this mark. If you don't want to make a changes, you press cancel. Then this texture is just like you having a particular background that you want to use as how do you call it, how should I put it, as a color. As a color, let's see, it has to do with picture though. It has to do with picture, that is, the texture has to usually be in picture form. So you can press here, then it will take you to your gallery, and you can easily choose the, how do you call it, the texture you want. You can easily choose the texture you want. Let's assume we have so if you want to use these are example of textures we can use as how do you call it, instead of color for a particular text work, you can use texture. So press OK. Then here you'll be able to trim the particular area of what interest. And don't forget, trimming here means what? We discuss about cropping under the what? Under the how do you call it? Under the principles of what? Principle of graphic design. So you can see all these places might not be areas of interest that we want, so you can easily crop it to places we want to use as what? Area of interest. So after then you press OK. You can see that the color of what? Of the text has changed. It took the color of what? Of the texture. So if you want to delete the texture, you can easily come back to the texture and press delete here, and it will go back to normal. Then you press your mark as what? OK. Then opacity. So this opacity has to do with how do you call it? Transparency. It has to do with what? Transparency. If it is at 100, it means the, how do you call it, the text will not be what? Will not be transparent. And as you reduce it, the transparency will be what? Will be coming out. You can see that is what? It's transparent. So you can manipulate that if your design necessitates you to use opacity. So if you are done, you just press OK, and if you don't want to make any changes, you press what? Cancel. Then this is rotate. For rotate, you can easily rotate the text. You can easily rotate the text to any angle of your choice. So this is mask. Regarding mask, we'll talk about it later. Then this is font. This is where you choose font. So this is the font that the Pixel Lab originally comes with. Is the text that it comes with. So you can see above here as what my fonts. So you can easily download fonts and install it in your Pixel Lab. We will discuss more about that. Then recent, these are text that you recently used in your design, so it will be displayed here. So just choose any font of your choice and press OK, and you can see the font will change. Then this is what style. This style encompasses bolding, italic, and underline. You can see bold, underline, italic, underline, and all those things. So if you want to remove it from all those things, you can just press this T that has how do you call it, that is being crossed. So you press it, everything will back to normal. Then if you are done, you press your OK, and if you don't want to make any changes, you press cancel. Then this is curve. So this is curve. Curve has to do with you bending, your work. A very good example, maybe in some logos that you need to watch, you need to bend the text. So you can see this is bending. So you can bend it to angle of your choice based on what you are designing. If you are done, just press this mark or you press cancel if you don't want to make changes. The background, so you can easily put or give your your text background, and give it the background of your choice. So if you are just done, press OK. Don't want to make changes, press cancel. Then this is alignment. So alignment has to do with whether the text should be at the center. If you press OK, whether the text will be at the center. That is, if there are multiple texts, if you want them to be at the middle. Let me show us what I mean. So let's edit this text and put another text. Say press OK. So you can see this text is aligned at the middle. So that is the work of alignment. If you want to be at the the left answer, you can press this. If you want it to be at the right answer, you can press this. If you want it to be at the middle, you press this. So if you want to justify, you can press justification. So if you are done, just press OK or you make cancel. So spacing. Now talking about spacing in some design, you might need to put space, or you might need space between the texts. So spacing help us to do that. So this is spacing. This is the effect of spacing. You can see that the space between each alphabet is has increased. So if you want to decrease, you decrease it. If you want to increase, you increase it. If you are done, just press OK. So, and if you don't want to make any changes, just press cancel. Then this is spacing. This spacing is line spacing. The line spacing here, that is the space between each of the words. That is from the upper one and the lower one. You want to increase the space or you want to decrease the space. You can see. So this is the effect. So you can just manipulate that to your choice. Then this is stroke. Stroke has to do with outline. If you on it, if you enable it, you can see that there is outline. If you disable it, you see that there is no outline. So here you can choose different outline color, and if the color you want is not there, you can easily put the color you want by pressing the plus button. Here this is shadow. This is where you give a shadow to your design. You can change the shadow color as well. You can see, and you can reduce the opacity of the shadow. And you can also reduce the radius of the shadow. You can see if you increase it, if you decrease it. So you can manipulate that well as your choice. Then this inner shadow and other ones, we talk about them later. So then below here, that is the most lower parts, you can see we are on the A, which has to do with manipulation of text. Then here we have other things. If you want to insert sticker, you can easily put sticker, your choice, based on what sticker do you want to use. You can see, you can use emoji that you want, and easily put emoji. Just click on any one of them and it will display. So then you press OK, and if you don't want to make changes, you just press cancel. Then here, if you want to import anything from your gallery, maybe an image or a background, you can see import. So you press import and look for whatever you want to import in your gallery. For whatever you want to import in your gallery, maybe you want to import a particular design, so you can easily import. Press OK, then you crop here. If you want to use circular crop, so you can use circular crop here. So you can easily crop. And you press OK. So you can see this is what import. That's the work of import. Then here you can easily manipulate this background, or this how do you call it, this picture or image that we imported. So you can see you can give it texture as well. You can give it color. You can see you can give it color as well if it's something that needs you to give it color. Then the position, you can see position, this is the size, rather the size. You can easily reduce the size. The size, so you can manipulate that at your convenience. Then movement again, relative position, so move it, then same thing, just like the other one. So then you can give it texture as well. Enable, you can just click image, so that it will take you to your gallery and you choose the image of your choice. Then opacity again, you can see the opacity, you can see the work of the opacity, bringing about what transparency. Then stroke, we already discussed that one, which is what outline. Then if you want to erase, you can easily pick erase and erase any part of the work you want to erase. Then after you are done, you just press OK. So then marks, I said we will discuss about that in our design as we go by. Then this is, how do you call it, erase color. Maybe you want to have a particular color you don't need. For example, now this image contains black and white, so assuming we only need the black area, that is, we only need the black, we don't need the white, so you can easily remove the color here. Now this, you can see that the color is easily removed by itself, because the white is the color that is more plenty. But now assuming it is the black we want to remove, and immediately you enable this, it remove the white. So what do? You pick this dropper, pick it, then you click on the color you want to remove and you press this mark OK. You can see it will remove such a particular color for you. So if you are done, just press OK. And if you don't want to make changes, then this is what rotation. If you want to rotate it to any angle you want. Then this 3D rotation has to do with what? The dimensional rotation. You can see. So you can easily rotate to any angle you want. You can see. So you can easily rotate it to any angle you want. Then if you want to change the shape to 3D shape, that is 3-dimensional shape, you press this 3D shape. You can see. Let me rotate it for us. You can see that it has turned to 3 dimensions. So you can reduce the darkness and you can increase the darkness. Then the level of dimension, the level of depth of the dimension, you can reduce it, you can increase it, you can reduce it. So you manipulate that. Then shadow, already discussed shadow. Before. So that's that about the second one, which has to do with images. The first one, the A, has to do with what? Has to do with text. Then this one has to do with what? Images. Then you can see this draw. If you have, maybe you need to draw something, you can pick it and and you use your hand to draw across the screen. So you can easily draw. And you can go through other ones. They are very, very simple. There are things you can understand, just that you might not know how to use it. So we will use most of them during our design work. Then shape, if you need to change any shape, or you may want to use a shape, so you can choose from here any shape you want. And if the shape is not there, you can browse it and download it. Then you import it from your gallery. So then these are arrows. You can choose arrows of your choice. Any arrow you want, and choose any arrow you want. So if the work you are doing require you to use an arrow, you can easily choose arrow on this place. So if you are just done, press OK. So now the last one here below, that is the lower portion, you click it. So this one has to do with backgrounds. It has to do with background. So you can give the background color. You can give each color any color you want. And give it any color you want. You can see. And give it any color you want. And if you are just done, you press OK. And if the color you want is a gradient color, you can easily do it. You can easily give it a gradient color as well. Just click on your gradients, and if the color you want is not there as early, you can just press on the plus and put in the color you want. Then if you want to save with, maybe you design a logo and you don't want the logo to have background, you want the background to be to be transparent, so you just click on this transparent background. So whatever you save, if I save this now, it will only be this without a background. That is, the background will be transparent. So then image size, this has to do with the background size. So depending on what you want to design, you might need to use different size of background. So you just put in maybe the wide, that is how wide do you want the background should be. You can put in your choice, and how high, what is the height of the background you want. You can easily put in your choice and press OK. So you can see that it has changed. The size has changed. So let's assume if you don't have a particular specific size you want to use, you can come down on top here, preset, to choose any of these that you want. Maybe let's choose YouTube thumbnail. You can see that the background will change after. You can see the measurements of the YouTube thumbnail. So if you press OK, you can see that the size of the background have changed. So which means whatever you design must be within this space. Must be within this space. Let's change this. Let's change the color back. Okay. Press OK. So now if you want to use a particular background which is from your gallery, you can click this from gallery, and it will take you to your gallery where you can easily choose the background image you want to use. Let's assume I have a particular background that I want to use, or can easily pick any background that I want to use for my design. Just press OK. If you need to crop out the background, crop it. If you don't need to crop out, then just press OK. You can see that it has inserted the background. So if the background you want to use is, maybe you see a particular background from the Pixel Lab itself, so you can press image, and you can see these are the background originally from the Pixel Lab. So you can choose any of them and press OK. So you can see that you design what you want to design. So if maybe you have a background that you want to snap, maybe you go to a particular place, maybe the place looks very good for you, and you think that okay, I want to use this as background. So you can pick from camera, so that you'll be able to use your camera to pick or snap the background. So then this last part has to do with manipulation of contrast, brightness, and all other things, noise. So you can see, you can easily manipulate that brightness of the background and all other things like that, just like the way you used to edit your picture. So you can manipulate those ones. So that ends the introductory part to Pixel Lab. Next time we will start work properly in Pixel Lab. So now let's assume you want to save. If you want to save, you come up here beside this plus, up beside this plus, you can see that there is something like a sign of save. Then you click it. Now it brings two options. If you want to save as project, saving as project means you are saving in the Pixel Lab, so that whenever you want to continue with the work, you can easily trace it back. I showed you my projects in the first phase of the Pixel Lab when we open, where I show you some works that have been saved. So that is saved as a project. Now let's assume you want to save to your gallery. So you press save as save as image. Then here you can choose different kind of formats. We have JPG format, JPEG format, and we have PNG format. So it depends on what format you want to use. You can choose any format you want to use. Then here, dimension. So this dimension, please always choose ultra, because ultra will make the image, that is your work, to appear very clear. You can choose ultra or very high, but I recommend you choosing ultra, because if you choose very high, the work will look blurry and it should not be clear in other devices, like in a computer or desktop, or even how do you call it, iPad. But if you choose ultra, it will be clear in what, in all how do you call it, in all devices. So you can choose ultra, then after then you click save to what, save to gallery. Click save to gallery. So let's go and check our gallery and see whether what we do has been saved to our gallery. So this is gallery, and locate Pixel Lab. So you can see this is the work we do. So we are able to save it to what, to our gallery. So guys, this ends the introductory part for what, for the how do you call it, for Pixel Lab. Next time we'll be going into designs as proper as we're supposed to do. Good day and see you very soon.